What up, world? It's Eternal Authenticity, broadcasting live, and I'm doing a video today about focusing on our inner self, our inner world, our inner kingdom. So, what I mean by this is that just like a phone has external features, you can see the volume button, you can see the camera, you can maybe see like a headphone jack or something like that on the outside. That's cool, you know. However, there's a lot of internal circuitry, and a lot of internal dialogue within that really is there to run the show, you know. And that's the same thing with us as a spiritual being and with life. And it's funny because like stuff like social media and whatnot can serve as a distraction or as a helpful tool. It can be both. However, like I'm noticing that social media is not the top priority. You know, the top priority is like, you know, love, honestly. And even when we're alone or whatever, whenever we take like a social media fast, we're like, wow, you know, like I didn't miss anything. You know what I'm saying? I didn't miss much. And that's just the honest truth. Like to be able to get to the point where you're not even using your phone like that is like when you're able to see who's really down for you, who's really in your life, who's really real in your life. And you kind of see, you know, like, and it's kind of sad too, because like you can go to a crowded place, like a busy store, busy grocery store or something like Walmart, something like that. And you will notice that it's a bunch of people rushing and racing around. And a lot of those people probably have false personas in the matrix. They create these profiles and stuff. You know, they think they're all that. But then in real life, like, you know, there's no resonance between us. There's nothing to talk about. And that kind of sucks. So, like, I've just learned that, you know, when we can focus on who we are first and foremost, then, like, everything else can take care of itself. Because, like, I'm overcoming, experiencing some phone problems. And, you know, I'm aware to bring it to the Apple store or to the tech store or whatever, the technicians to solve it. However, in the meantime, I've been like, wow, you know, some of these issues, some of these services, I'm like, huh, why have I been overthinking about it? Why have I been ruminating about it? Why have I been dwelling about it? You know, because nothing really happened. I didn't miss much. I didn't miss anything, you know. And like I guess that's kind of what it shows you, like when we can get honest with ourselves about stuff, and like how so many of us have first world problems, and it's not that big of a problem, to be honest, you know. And like whenever we're able to free ourselves, you know, and just go to the gym without being glued to our phone screen, or go for a walk without being glued to our phone screen, or just to be, you know, to write, study, something like that. Without it, we're like, wow. Over all these years of conditioning throughout childhood and life, of all these technologies put in my face, you know, it's like we have to remember who we were when we were a baby. I wasn't born with the phone in my hand. You know, it took me to get to like middle school, you know. So like I was the type of baby that was outside playing sports, all the different sports, playing with just recreational activities, and, you know, little TV here and there, computer here and there, but just really just hands-on stuff that, you know, involves our mind, and that, is outside of a screen. And as technology has improved and increased, the usage has improved and increased, and now everybody's on it, you know, and people are very desensitized, and people are even very separated too, you know. It's very rare to find genuine, real people who are there to have a real and genuine conversation with you, you know. It's very rare when someone has time for you, when they're not looking at their phone screen, when they're not in a rush to go different places, but when they genuinely can sit and listen and talk to you and have a family vibe. And I'm cool with that, because why would I want to have that with everybody on the planet? Why would I want it to be like everybody in my house? You know, nah, I don't want everybody on the planet. I don't want every 7 billion people in my house, the house I live in, or the apartment, or wherever I'm choosing to stay at. So it can be a blessing in disguise. However, at the same time, like, I'm just talking about missing much. Like, you see who's really down for you. And my point is like, a lot of times social media and stuff is like a distraction. People are just talking about nothing and they're doing nothing. I'm not saying that's everybody, but it's like, sooner or later you get to the point where you're like, wow, I'm going to just be productive. So that's why I'm always doing YouTube videos. I'm writing, I'm studying, I'm out with real people in real life. I'm taking care of myself, and I'm making sure that I'm not like addicted to this technology. And ultimately, you'll see when you do the inner work and you just kind of take a fast from it, and you just keep in mind that it's a tool and you're not on it heavy, then like I'm able to do the work and be productive behind the scenes, so that ultimately everything else manifests. So that whenever I do return on the social media, or whenever I do begin sharing more on social media or whatever, then everything else aligns to it. It'll be much more cleaner, smoother process, cleaner and smoother situation, connection. And it's like we have to simplify our life, honestly. That's the point I'm making. We have to simplify our life, because a lot of us are very cluttered, from anywhere from the phones, having all these contacts and messages and emails and threads and pictures and everything, to your mind, having so much overthinking. And it's like, we got to simplify that, reduce it, clean it out. And that's what I've been doing. Same thing with our bodies too. Our organ systems, the inflammation, fat, all that stuff is stuff that has to be detoxed from within us. So whenever we're able to actually detox, fast, whatever, our body becomes more efficient. And it's the same thing with the involvement with technology, and how it plays a role in our day-to-day life. So I've just learned that, hey, spending time outside in nature, listening to audio books, writing, studying, reading, producing YouTube, talking with real people, this helps out so much to not fall into the social media traps, and not to fall into phone addiction, to be honest, because that's a big epidemic. Everybody nowadays is so rushy and racy and scared and frightened, believing all this, crap on the planet. People are scared, people are separated, people are silent. And it honestly disgusts me many times, because I'm just playing my part. However, other people, if they want to be scared, then that's on them. You know, it sucks to see that. It sucks to see the planet is just mute and silent and rushing and racing around and just being real unappreciative, being real non-receptive, being real unhealthy. But whatever, you know, at least this during these times, it gives me time, it gives us time to really evaluate, reevaluate, and to see who's really there for us and to see what direction we're traveling and just to focus in our inner world, you know. So I guess that goes hand in hand with the whole fear of missing out. You know, we're not missing out on anything. So with that being said, fear of missing out is an illusion. Enjoy and be grateful for what we have now is the message. So anyways, thank you all for listening, watching, and supporting. Check out the YouTube, youtube.com/help make a difference. Follow us on Instagram, DM us for questions at Eternal Authenticity. And y'all have an amazing day. It's Eternal Authenticity broadcasting live. Peace.